I'll tell you an example. Okay, so my son is 8-year-old.
Mm.
Okay, and then he came back from school, and then he said that I fought with this her classmate,
Mm.
and then he's telling me that I asked sorry to her,
Mm.
even though it was my mistake.
Mm.
Okay, and then why, Dana? That's what you do.
Yeah, see, but
That really took me back. I was like, oh my god, this was like few
Yeah.
months ago.
yeah.
I was
See, all their psychosocial skills development starts from home, no? How the father's treating the mother, how the mother's treating the father, how they're speaking to each other, how they're fighting, how they're sorting out. யார் first sorry கேக்குறா வரைக்கும் children look at.
right.
Yeah, children are waiting to see who is apologizing first.
Yeah.
And they learn
They
from
learn.
it. Who is arguing, how they're arguing. See, you see down south and all in this Tirunelveli side la, the male is the male
Correct.
in the house. They don't apologize.
Correct.
Their apology also will look angry only. That is how they apologize. அப்படி கோவமா வந்து டமான்னு காதுனா அதுதான் apology-யா. How does this look like apology? Or in some cases there are men who come home and say, சரி வாங்க வாங்க எல்லாரும் சாப்பிட போலாம். How can that look like apology? But there were women who understood this. Okay, you know, my mother used to say, எங்க அப்பா வந்து ஒரு angry man. Yeah, he's from proper Tiruchendur side. Yeah, so when they fight, they'll fight like anything. And then அப்பா will come and say, என்ன சமைச்சிருக்க அப்படி அப்படி மீன்ஸ் தென் உடனே மை மதர் வில் ஹேவ் பட்டர்ஃப்ளைஸ். ஐயோ என்கிட்ட நல்லா பேசிட்டாருமா. ஐ யூஸ் டு திங்க் ஐயோ ஐ திங்க் யூ நீட் டு ஸ்பீக் அம்மா ப்ளீஸ். பட் தட் இஸ் ஹவு பீப்புள் யூஸ் டு கம்யூனிகேட். அண்ட் அதே கம்யூனிகேஷனை அந்த பையன் லேர்ன் பண்ணிடுறான்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. ஓகே, இப்போ இதை மாதிரி பார்க்குற ஒரு பையன் லேர்ன் பண்ணிடுறான்னா இன்னைக்கு இருக்கிற ஒரு ஒரு ஜெனரேஷனில் ஒரு வைஃப் கிட்ட வந்து சண்டை போட்டுட்டு போயிட்டு திரும்ப வந்து what have you cooked அப்படின்னு சீப் போட்டு போயிடும். எஸ் or no. So they generally learn from their fathers and that's how they behave with their friends, their future wife. So consciously they keep learning what is happening in the house. You think, see, there are some parents who will, you know, sit and give advice for lifetime, but they will not follow anything. Only advice.
Advice to
the children. You have to be like this ma, but they will not follow anything. Yeah, so the advice will work. No, what the child sees, that only will work because that's the observational learning.
And that affects the emotional IQ of the kid.
Yeah.
Right? And the emotional IQ is something that I really think that is the one thing that we really need to focus on. Because currently what is happening is the family is wealthy, but they are emotionally malnourished.
Definitely.
Emotionally malnourished. Everything, you know, when I keep saying you're our generation because you said it.
We are not disclosing age in this podcast. Disclaimer.
So when we grew up, you know, getting a toy is a reward.
Yes.
Now getting a toy is a happening. It's an occasion. It's not an occasion anymore.
Yes.
So money-wise, I think everybody have a decent amount of money to sustain. But the emotional IQ is being lost in the search of financial security.
Yes.
There could be positives and negatives on both sides of discussion. But as a parent, we need to really make sure that the emotional IQ keeps increasing on a daily basis. For that, what I used to do is I spend time with my son, even though like short period of time, I ask, you know, like label out your emotions. Okay, if he is angry, I'll ask him that, yes, I understand. What is the emotion that you're feeling right now? Right? Or you're angry or you're frustrated. You know, Atharva took my pencil.
That's a very good thing to do.
Right? Labeling the emotions out.
Yeah, especially boys.
Boys.
See, because we come from a society where boys are said, hey, don't cry, da, you're a boy. Why are you crying like a girl? Crying is common to all human beings, excuse me, not just to girl. Yeah, so crying can be done by anybody. If they feel sad, they can cry. But chinna vayasula irundhe what we've said, You cannot cry because you're a boy. So generally, boys cannot express their emotions with words. For that case, many men also still cannot express their emotions with words. If there is a fight between a boy and a girl, you see this girl can recall so many incidents and connect everything in the planet and present very beautifully, and this boy is lost. Like, where did all this come from? இத்தனை நாளா நீ இதை நினைச்சிட்டு தான் இருந்தியா? அப்போ நினைச்சிட்டு இருக்கிறதுலாம் அப்ப மேட்டர் இல்லை, பதில் மட்டும் சொல்லு. Because the neural connections between the left brain and the right brain is so much more for girls, actually comparatively less for boys. So they can't really mix up everything and present it very beautifully with a wonderful bouquet of words. They cannot do that. And what happens when small boys are not used to expressing their emotions with words? They will beat. They will be aggressive. That's how they show their anger. Because ivlo emotions varudhu, they don't know how to voice it, how to explain it or express it to people using words. And the other person sitting next, no, express with words e puriyala, inga non-verbal communication kala inga enga irukku vadi, and the child is automatically frustrated. So what you're doing is actually an amazing activity that most parents of boys or girls must do. Sit and make the child speak and express their emotions with words, descriptive words. And then, that way, maybe that day they don't have those emotions, they're chumma picking it up from somewhere and telling. But actually one day when they're frustrated, they will use that word and tell you that they are feeling like that. If that practice is not there, then the child is in trouble. See, as you said, in very wealthy families, talking to the children is actually happening. But listening from the children, no, that is not happening. Father is advising, mother is advising, driver is advising, teacher is advising, the cook is also advising. This child is irritated maximum, yeah, because everybody is advising only. Nobody is sitting and listening from this child. So sometimes I say, please sit and listen to your child. Sometimes when I say, doctor, spend some quality time with your child, there are fathers who come and tell me, madam, daily na ukkandu na school la I got first rank, I got medal, all this I'm telling madam, he is not improving. Why are you blowing your own trumpet with this child every day? The child will be irritated. No, yes, you're a superstar pa, respect, let me go to my room. Yeah, the child has to speak. எங்க கால அந்த அப்பா வந்து ஃபுல் டைம் ஸ்கூலுக்கே போகாம தான் இருந்திருப்பாரு. பட் he will put one beautiful story line and say, நான் இல்லனா எங்க ஸ்கூல்ல எதுவுமே இல்ல, இந்த மாதிரி கதையெல்லாம் நாங்க எவ்வளவு கேட்டிருக்கோம் பாஸ். Don't fake it before the children. Sometimes it's even okay to tell your child, you know what, one day I fell on the stage when I was going to perform something and everybody laughed at me. I felt a little bad because it's normal to feel embarrassed. But it's okay, I got up and performed. Talk about your failures to your children. See, children are so beautiful that way, Dr. Pal. Even as adults, no? During COVID, I told this to many parents. If you're having trouble with your finances, go and tell your child, it's okay. I'm sort of troubled now. I don't know what to do. Will I get a job? I've lost my job. You see how beautifully this child will encourage you. That is what this child is expecting from you. But on the other hand, you are always expecting this child to be first rank no matter what. Always be performing no matter what. You are not an understanding parent. Otherwise, it's the other way round. Child is trying and performing something. There are some parents, no, these so-called new gen parents, hey thambi, don't study da, it's okay, be happy. So why are you pulling that child down? Automatically this child is studying something. No, see, they call this friendly parenting, right? There are some children who want to be performers. I know one child that performs so well, writes books and all of that, but the father says, I don't want to put pressure on you, ma. You be very happy. You watch TV, you go out with friends. See, this you don't do. Understand your child. Each child is different. See, if the child wants to perform, let the child perform. If the child does not want to perform, then you figure out what else you can do with the child. Yes or no? So that way, In these so-called wealthy families, they've seen parents who are very successful. Sometimes the parents' success irritates the child. Sometimes even, I feel when I go back home, I sort of keep telling my daughters, what happened? Amma did this, Amma did that. Ivanga pathanga, avanga pathanga, Amma got this award. At one point, I realized my daughters are not liking it. They're not liking it at all. So one day, my daughter said, Amma, when you come to school, please don't talk about you. Please talk about me.
Oh my God.
No, it was really hard on me, but that's a learning. That is their world. I cannot push myself into that world, because she feels she's not performing enough, because I'm standing like that on top of her. So that day I realized, no, I think I should step back. This is her world, her life. I should give her that space to grow. It happens in most wealthy families. Yeah, because overpowering, the shadow of the parents are irritating the child. Child is not too happy about it. You see, the children of these so-called cinema celebrities also, they all have disturbances in their mind because they are not extremely happy with the success of the father or the mother. They want a normal life. They don't get that. They want a parent who comes home and listens to their stories, even if it's dumb most of the time. Sometimes I say, children will speak good for nothing things for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, only the real important stuff will come out. And the so-called abuse mainly happens in all these places where children are alone. Emotionally unavailable parents. They go and try to find this emotional availability with someone on the social media. And that person does nothing, that abuser or that stranger who finds this teenage girl on social media does nothing but says, "Hi ma, how are you? How was your school? You look very beautiful today."
That's it.
That's all. Oh, so sweet, how much you care for me. How many girls are going and falling for such traps? Because there is nobody at home who understands, who speaks, who's available or present for this child.